70th chapter of the book of Tehillim, Perek Ayin, and it has some similarities, almost exactly to some of the words back in the 40th chapter. Lamnatzech leDavid lehazkir, for the leader, for David, lehazkir, a memorial, something to remember, something for people to, remember him from. It's the hard word to understand completely. There are those who say that it's almost written to remind God of David's existence. So, right, we're saying it to God. Remember David, God. Let's see what it says. Elohim lahatzileni, Adonai le'ezrati chusha. Quick God, come and save me, aid me. Yevoshu v'yachperu mevakshe nafshi, yisogu achor v'kalmu chafatzei ra'ati. Let those who seek my life be frustrated and disgraced. Let those who wish me harm fall back in shame. Yashuvu al ekev boshtam ha'omrim he'ach he'ach. Let those who say ach ay ay aha, let them turn back of their frustration. Right? Those who are saying the he'ach here means, they're mocking him, they're making fun of him, and David is saying, let those people be turned away. Yasisu v'yismechu b'cha kol mevakshecha v'yomru tamid yigdal Elohim oavei yeshuatecha. But let those all who seek you be glad, and let them rejoice in you, God. Let those who want your deliverance always say, Yigdal Elohim. Let God become great, like Yitkadal v'Yitkadash, or you probably know it more familiarly. Yigdal Elohim Chai v'Yishtabach, right? These are the words of the piyut, the song, the poem describing the 13 attributes, the 13 principles of the Rambam, about the 13, hard to explain what they are. We'll just say the 13 beliefs that a Jew must have. So that comes from here. Continue verse 6. Va'ani, ani ve'evyon. Elohim chushali ezriu mifalti ata Adonai al ta'achar. But I'm just poor and needy, as opposed to you, God, who offers deliverance. Right? You are my help. You are my rescuer. God, do not delay. Come and help me, and don't delay in coming to my assistance. So another psalm where David is in trouble, whoever it is in trouble. If it's, David in trouble, then maybe it makes sense. God, don't forget me, remember me, right? Don't forget me, Lazkir. And there's one other thing that's interesting, which is that there's a sort of a chiastic structure in this chapter. If you look at verse 2, for example, right, it says, God save me, la'ezrati chusha, God come to my aid. And in verse 6, we have also Elohim chushali, right? God, right, come to my aid. In that same verse, right at the end, it says, Ata Hashem al te'achar, God, do not delay, which if we turn back to, let's say, verse 3, in verse 3, we have the same word achor, but there it talks about those who are attacking me I'm asking God to make them fall back in shame. So the first part of the chapter is them coming at me, is me requesting God to come for me. And towards the end of the chapter, the language is the same, the chusha, the achor, but it's the opposite. It's about God's greatness coming to my help. God is my rescuer, and that God has not delayed. So, right, so we have a lot of these words, Ezra in verse 2 and Ezra in verse 7, right? So we have over and over again. That's sort of what's happening is this chapter. So this chapter sort of has this nice movement from me being in trouble and asking, do not wait, to God not waiting, for the enemies, for them to turn their back, for God turning their back away from me. So it's a short chapter, but it has a nice message there. If you read the chiastic structure of seeing the request and David asking for it quickly, make it happen, and from the sort of very quick turn in the middle of the chapter from the worries to the joy, we have the we have you could say a very nice response in this chapter to David's request.